was a heck of a basketball game. I think by both teams. You give UNC Asheville a lot of credit. You know, they have a lot of experience returning. To me, one of the best players in college basketball. I think you guys saw that tonight. And you know, Pember is a terrific player and scored 40 on us in here. I don't think we've ever played a kid that scored 40 points on us in here before. So you know, give him a lot of credit. He's very, very talented. And the rest of the players around him are very good too. They're old, they know how to play. They've been together for a while, and I think it showed, especially down the stretch to close the games out. We had to get better, you know, on our end, we have to get better. And it starts on the defensive end. I mean, giving up 98 points, even though it's a double overtime game, we have to be better than that. And that's something that we spend a lot of time on. I was disappointed in how we ended up defending, you know, most of the night.
What were you feeling like? The team was up by 10, I think about 3 minutes to go. Do you feel like maybe they kind of rest on their laurels defensively?
No, absolutely. I thought we didn't execute as well coming down the stretch. I thought we forced a couple plays we shouldn't have made. And I thought, you know, we lost our poise a little bit. We turned it over a couple of times in the forecourt, where on the inbound the basketball, a situation that we work on quite a bit, it just showed we weren't as connected. And so that combination of, you know, unforced turnovers as well as, you know, not executing as well, it gave them some opportunities to get out and run and make some plays, and they got momentum.
Two questions, Coach. First, what's Darius' status?
Darius is still, I mean, he's injured. I mean, he's going to be out, you know, for a little while. You know, he has a lower leg injury. He's going to be out for a little while. He is going to be back, and you know, he'll definitely be back, you know, before we play conference play. But we'll see what his status is. It's just how he feels as he continues to rehab and get stronger. But it was just a freak play that happened that set him back. Nothing no one could do with basketball. You know, people run into each other all the time, and sometimes they don't come out as well as you would like. So, but I know one thing, you know, he's going to work hard and come back as fast as he can, because that's who he is. And so, yeah, but while that's going on, we still have to find a way to win. Still have to find a way to be successful. And we had an opportunity tonight. I don't think we seized it. You know, coming down the stretch, like you said, coming down the stretch the last 3 minutes, we're up. So we put ourselves in position to win. We have to figure out a way to close games in those situations.
Well, then a little bit thinner bench there. Does that lead to some fatigue there?
No, absolutely. Definitely. Some guys are cramping up, a little fatigue. You know, some guys played a lot of heavy minutes. That's going to happen. You know, we train hard, but as you can see, I thought a couple guys got a little worn down. And we have to, you know, work on that. I do have confidence that some other guys on our bench can come in and help us. Just tonight, the way they went, they were a little bit smaller, so it forced us to play a lot of our little guards and smaller guys to kind of match up because of what we wanted to do offensively. And we have to make sure that we just make those adjustments, and we have guys we do trust that can come in and maybe give us a little bit of a breather.
What's your thoughts on Taylor Hendricks' debut, the freshman?
I think he had a really good game for a freshman to come in and to play that team, an older team, and have to guard Pember on top of it. I think, you know, that's the way to get indoctrinated to college basketball. I mean, guarding a guy like that right away, you know, now he sees how competitive this level is, and they have talent everywhere. They're great players on all these teams, and you have to really come in focused. And so I think he learned from that. I thought he played very well as a freshman. I mean, come on, the young man had, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 block shots. So, you know, I think he showed you a little bit of who he is. And as he continues to grow as a player and get stronger as a player, he's only going to make more plays because he's talented. And as you can see, he's very versatile.
At the end of regulation, obviously he made the shot, great shot, but we hoping he would have, you know, bled the clock a little bit more and not given them an opportunity to retie it.
That was the goal. That's when you say a freshman. And you got freshmen where you're counting on in those situations. And he'll learn from it. As we show the film and we'll talk to him and discuss it. You know, we told him to take it all the way down. We didn't want that shot before, you know, we didn't want to even attempt that shot before 7 seconds. And he took that shot with about 14 to 16 seconds. So we know, make or miss, they're going to come back down. It's a tie ball game. They're going to come down and have a good shot at it because they have enough time. And it could have cost us the game in regulation because they had a 3 there, we're in trouble. Or they get fouled on the and 1, we're in trouble. You know, they ended up making 2, which meant sent it in overtime. But it gave them opportunity coming down the stretch to kind of close the game as well. So, but he'll learn from that. I mean, I like the fact he had the confidence to make the play because we had drawn it up for him. We just didn't draw it up for him to go that early.
It took a while to get Pember to foul out, but once he was out, did you see that as an opportunity there that
Absolutely.
was lost?
No, it was. We thought in the first overtime, again, we got up by 5 or 6 in that overtime. Then we had a couple plays again to kind of close where we had some defensive lapses where we lost shooters. You know, we didn't identify. We came off the wrong man. Some of the things we had talked about during our scout. You know, some guys, you know, made some, you know, some errors of judgment in a couple plays. It happens, you know. It's something that we have to get better at. They're new, a lot of new personnel learning our system, and so we have to work on it. But, you know, it's going to be a process. We have to get better. We have to get healthy. But I like our group. I think they compete. You know, they give us great energy out there. We just have to defend better, and we have to learn how to close games a little better.
What do you think about Drew Pember's play? Like, is he a pro?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's a pro. He is a, you know, whether NBA or not, you know, I think maybe even NBA for me, because I think the way they play small ball now, he's 6'10", he can put the ball on the floor going to the right or going to the left. He can score in the low post. You can see how he's a fantastic jump shooter. You can't leave him open at all for that. He rebounds. He blocks shots. I mean, I don't know what they're looking for. If he's not an NBA player, I mean, I have an issue trying to figure out, like, okay, what are you looking for? Because that young man, to me, you know, I think he should reward guys who play that well, in my opinion. And so hopefully, if he continues to have the year that he's capable of, that he gets rewarded, because I think he's as talented as some of the guys I played last year that were lottery picks.
Coach, you had Suggs, Durr, and Kelly each kind of get hot at around different times during the game. Just thoughts on the three of their performances, and what do you think it's going to take for them to be able to kind of align themselves in order to catch momentum at the same time?
Well, that's just chemistry. The more they play together, the more they're gonna recognize those situations out there. You know, we did a lot of joystick in the day, calling stuff, trying to make sure they got it right. The more they start to, you know what each one of them can do, then they'll be able to make some of those reads, you know, out there on the floor on the fly. Right now, you know, they're depending on us on the sideline for a lot of that, because they just don't know each other as well. You know, a lot of these guys, remember, you know, we have 9 new guys, and people think we've had them all since the spring or the summer. Half of those guys didn't arrive until the end of August. So we're talking about a learning curve that's really, really steep for our system, considering they all came from a different coach, a different style, and then they're trying to learn how. Those you have to develop habits, and those habits don't happen overnight. So we understand it's a process for these young men, and we're going to keep pushing them and keep working, and we're going to get it right.
With Darius out, obviously you're asking Jalen Young to do a lot for you. Played over 43 minutes, and he's never, you know, he's a freshman, or he's new to the team anyway. So what did you think about his debut?
You know, I thought he steadied himself in the second half. You know, as the second half started to go on, I thought he started to steady himself, and you saw some of the things he's capable of doing, shooting the basketball, got into the paint, made a couple plays. He has to just settle down. I thought he got sped up a little bit, had a couple unforced turnovers where he wasn't sure what to do, left his feet got in the air, and made a couple plays that we can help him with. But being in that kind of game against an experienced team, they have senior and super senior guards out there that's been in a lot of games. These kids, you know, Spacey, a sophomore, has never played Division I before. So I give him a lot of credit for trying to, you know, steady us, trying to lead us, and he's going to continue to develop. He's only going to get better from an experience like this.
Taylor said that you can't lose focus on defense. You can't take a play off or it bites you. Do you hope that's something that through this experience tonight that they've learned and now that they'll take with them?
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk about it and work on this more this week for sure. You know, I was disappointed. You know how I am. I was very disappointed about that side of the basketball for us. That's not who we are, and that's not who we've been in the preseason. You know, so that kind of, you know, caught me by surprise, because we've defended well, and we have a team that's built to defend very well. So it's a little disappointed, and we have to clean that up and get that right, and we will.
But it's a little bit different, right? You're not playing against yourself.
Yeah, but we had closed those scrimmages too. We weren't playing against ourselves, and we defended well. I mean, against good teams. So that wasn't even an issue for us. We defended. We've defended at a high level, and kind of like our first team in my first year. Man, we had guys who we defended well. We just have to get back to that. We have to get back to the basics. You know, see where we can clean up defensively and make those adjustments. And like I said, the group wants to do it. That I know. So now it's just us pushing them in the right direction.
It was a late night, but it still was a fun atmosphere. What did you think about the students, and how much you want to see those guys back on Friday night?
Oh man, what I would do to make sure they come back on Friday night. I mean, I thought they were great tonight. They gave us a lot of energy. I'm just disappointed we couldn't come through for them. That's one of my biggest regrets. You know, when we get a student section like that and get crowds in here, one of my biggest regrets is that we don't come through for them. In the day, we didn't come through for them. So we on. We have to make sure we get back out there and play UCF basketball. And like I said, we'll start that prep, for our next game.
For a first game, given the short amount of time this entire team has been together, how would you say they did playing together tonight?
I didn't think they were bad, and they haven't been bad all summer. Like, for instance, they're new, and they don't really know each other. They, like I said, all come from different systems and different styles of play. But the one thing they have is they've been good teammates, and I think that helps you play with each other a little bit better. They have good relationships. They all get along very well, and I think that shows on the court. There's no bickering, and they're just out there to compete. They're just out there trying to win. And so even though we have a lot of things to work on with regards to our continuity, our chemistry, they help us and I think we'll move along faster because of who they are as people, their personalities. They really do get along. They like each other, and you can build off of that. Because this game is about relationships, and you got talent, you got guys that like each other. You got a chance to be good, and I think we have both. I think we have talent, and I think we have guys that like playing with each other.
What about communication tonight on the court?
Wasn't very good on the defensive end, especially. I didn't think we talked very well. That's something that we are constantly trying to get our guys to do, and we harp on in practice all the time. I didn't hear very many voices. I heard a couple. I heard Durr's voice a few times, but I need to hear 4 guys' voices all the time, and I'm only hearing about 1 guy here or there, and not 4 guys. The guy guarding the ball, because he didn't have to do any talking, but everybody else should be engaged, and we weren't as engaged as we needed to be.
All right, that's great.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach.
Is that good?
Thanks.
All right.